welcome to etbfsi.com. My name is Amol Dethe, and I'm in conversation with Archit Gupta from Cleartax. Archit, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Amol, for having me.
Great. So to begin with, there are interesting things that I would like to learn from you. In fact, tax is a very complicated area. Nobody wants to get into it, and you claim that you are trying to resolve and simplify the processes through Cleartax. To begin with, if you could tell me, what are the trends that you are seeing right now, specifically when people are under lockdown, working from home? What is the change that you see you are seeing in filing taxes on the website or specifically in the industry right now?
Right. So, Amol, due to COVID, right? The government came out with the finance ministry gave out relief and postponed all tax deadlines, postponed all compliance activities, and really gave relief to taxpayers. So I
Right.
think that was a very good start, right? But now, as we get into June, right, the
Mhm.
deadlines have started to come back. The government obviously did not declare the GST collection numbers, as you may know, and
Right.
is waiting for the June collection to happen before they start declaring the numbers. So what we are seeing
Yes.
is businesses and CA firms and enterprises are gearing up for the June deadline
Right.
because they will have to comply for all the past. And as the lockdown opens, people anticipate coming back into the office, interacting with the systems and paying their taxes and complying. So this is number one. I think the relief was very appreciated by the industry. The second part is we obviously now the historically July was the deadline for individual tax return. That's been postponed to November. So essentially, people get a relief on that, and as they instead of uploading Form 16 filing during July, they will have to do it in November. So pretty big relief, and people can postpone that out, and it'll be very it'll be a good relief because after that, I hope the economy is in better shape. People are at a better place. The lockdown has come down a little bit. So I think very appreciated measure. So it's a good thing. So that is part number one. Part number two is people are really now embracing the cloud, like on the business side and the CA firm side. So this is like a big change due to COVID that we have observed. And I think like what we were planning, like the digitization journey, which would take 3 years, I believe will now happen for Cleartax in 1 year, where Indian businesses, which were like not too much on software or not like using too much digital technologies, uh, directly jumping into cloud and mobile and skipping the desktop generation in our country. So it's the analogy is like we went from telephone lines directly to mobile 4G. We didn't really have a broadband revolution in our country. We went from communication directly to 4G mobile internet with Geo, right? So I think something similar is going to happen in the adoption of technology and cloud and mobile by businesses. Today, there are no applications which business owners use for transacting on their smartphone, building invoices, getting paid faster, communicating with their clients, handling their internal processes. I think that is rapidly changing. We are observing a very strong inbound, and we've seen 30% month-on-month growth during the lockdown from our baseline growth. So we were growing very rapidly, and then we saw like people, CA firms especially, were the first to move towards our cloud. We have like 30,000 CA firms on our platform. So we are observing they are like even during lockdown, they're logging into the software, they're processing data, they're taking care of work because it is available. And obviously, people are looking for client servicing in this time because people are very mindful of their revenue right at this point. So I think these are two big things. The third one which emerged very interesting is uh, as these stimulus packages notifications are coming out, our customers
Mhm.
which we have millions of consumers, lakhs of businesses, thousands of
Right.
CA firms, they look towards us for simplifying the government's notifications, especially around the stimulus package. People are asking us like how do we take advantage of the stimulus package to get our business back into order and so on and so forth. So we are working towards like how do we help them with digital technology and tools to make their life better, because as the finance ministry announces more stimulus, people may be eligible for like benefit package, and so some of those things we are working towards, like MSME definitions have changed and so on and so forth. So we are really
Yes.
working towards that.
Right, Archit. So, there are two, three again important things here. Obviously, there are a lot of changes specifically into the policies that the government are making. And
Yeah,
second is people are working from home. Now, when you
yeah.
say there is obviously a jump in the volume, could you again demystify and tell us, from where exactly is the change, or which are the people those who are actually going and adopting cloud or digital more in filing the taxes, and also are people taking also the benefit of developing their portals, developing and engaging themselves with the, what you can say, cloud technologies, because somehow the government has also extended the time frame, right, for them to file tax and everything.
Right. So, Amol, I'll break down the our view of the world into two parts. So one is
Right.
like around the compliances, taxes, paying government the revenue, collecting, and like figuring out from various
Hmm, hmm.
cities that you may be operating in data and so on and so forth. So I think number one, what we are observing is people understand businesses which are not. I mean, obviously, all businesses are under tremendous amount of
Right.
stress because of the fact that revenue has slowed down so much. Unless you're in essential services doing grocery or whatever, there's a tremendous impact on demand. And even for groceries and other things, there's like tremendous impact on supply chains and supply. So I think the relief on taxes like helped people not worry about it for 60 days. And now the some of that will come back in June, right?
Hmm,
But
hmm.
what we saw is like first we saw the adoption from CA firms. So
Right.
CA firms are like obviously client servicing on taxes, and what we saw is like a massive surge coming from. It started from Maharashtra actually, funnily the most, and maybe Mumbai being affected and Maharashtra having more cases maybe
Hmm.
has some correlation. And we started seeing a surge across the nation in terms of people logging into our systems, people asking for more trials, like demanding more software from us, and doing more client collaboration, and some of the features which are less used have started to become more used, especially around client communication. So people are starting to recognize that they must run their practice, CA firms, on digital tools. They can ask their employees to log in from any time, any place they are working on. The employees don't have to come into the office. So that was
Right.
one massive change due to work from home, and our software led the way. The second piece of software which we provide businesses is for invoicing, managing cash flow, collecting payments, like settling and reconciliation. So basically, dealing with clients and sending invoices, GST compliant invoices, creating e-way bills, and so on and so forth. In this also, we started seeing usage go up rapidly, and now
Hmm,
demand for
hmm,
this software going up rapidly. And I think
hmm.
this we are observing secularly, that like people are moving to cloud tools, digital tools, and getting away from desktop like old tools which are only available where they are in the office, and because literally there's a lockdown, so they can't go. So they are now like we saw Zoom becoming the number one
Yes.
application in the Android app store, right? Slowly we are seeing like businesses follow with cloud based technologies. I am talking to a lot of business owners. They're adopting Zoom, they're adopting our invoicing, they're adopting like payment collection. Internet banking is becoming more and more important. Like earlier,
Hmm.
some clients of ours used to pay us via checks, even when we have like a very digital business, right? And all of that has completely become digital. And our sales teams, for example, are only doing Zoom calls, and there's no meetings happening. So I think there's a big change in how business is being transacted.
Okay, quite interesting. So when you see, a jump specifically into businesses, and businesses are in fact evolving more, what are the new things that you are going to do? We also understand that you have already entered into the mutual funds part of the sector. What are the new things that you're going to do at Cleartax?
Right. So this is a very important part, like where we feel right now is a great time to help businesses get access to credit and capital.
Hmm,
So what is happening right now is because of the supply chains crunching,
hmm.
labor unavailability, demand unavailability, credit through the entire economy has been disrupted, like in the sense the supply chains etc to come back, people have to have access to credit. And we are seeing obviously RBI and the Ministry of Finance inject liquidity, offer moratoriums, offer guarantees, and so on and so forth. So what we are realizing is, and as we are talking to businesses, they want us to help them with unsecured lending,
Hmm,
vis-a-vis with the data. This is,
hmm.
that we GST data, tax data, and bank account data that we have. They are saying like, can you be the conduit for us to get us access to better credit? So I think like that is something that
Right.
is on the cards for us. We are not what we are doing right now is we are partnering with banks, partnering with large financial
Hmm,
institutions which want to reach out to millions of SMBs, which are on the Cleartax platform and want access to credit, which helps them get moving again, right?
Hmm.
And what we feel is like, since the traditional world is shut and will be in containment, what that means is like bank agents cannot travel, like physical branches may not open for a while, and physical branches concept may even go down, right?
Right.
And we are seeing obviously large companies saying like we will not open offices. For example, we are not we have declared like all remote offices other than the headquarters Bangalore will be remote for 1 year, so that people are secure and safe in their houses. So over there, like platform based technology where we reach you without like
Hmm.
having to physically meet you, like you're on the platform every day. And so the loan being available to you very rapidly,
Hmm.
and credit being available to you very rapidly is like we are seeing strong in partnership, like drive from our banks, like the banks
Hmm.
we talk to, and like strong interest from the customer. So I think our platform can do that very well, very effectively. So we feel like that will be a roadmap that we accelerate. We are planning to do this like maybe 1 year from now, but because of COVID situation and the offline world being off, we are doing it now.
On the fintech side, you are one of the important fintech, and you are in a niche market. So obviously, there is some scope for growth for you specifically, which can be
Right.
what you can say, important aspect compared to many other fintechs. But
Hmm.
many fintechs are worried. They don't know how the future will be. They don't know whether the investors will pump in money. How do you exactly see the fintech ecosystem in India right now after whatever the changes that we've seen after the pandemic COVID-19 and the lockdown?
Yeah, absolutely a great question, because like I have a very bullish view on the fintech sector broadly, but I
Right.
have a specific bullish view. So I'll explain
Hmm.
what I mean with that. I
Sure.
think I think like modern fintechs, which are like digitized NBFCs,
Hmm.
perhaps will be are seeing a lot of stress and perhaps will continue under stress.
Hmm.
My sense is uh, fintech platforms will grow really well. Like for
Hmm.
example, we provide software as a service, right?
Hmm.
So this as a concept in the US and like UK, you will see like what is happening. People are now turning bank into a software as a service with Revolut or some of these
Right.
N26 and new banking concept, right? So
Right.
I think the like we have a platform where customers come into every day for like
Hmm.
their invoicing, taxes, pay bills, everything that moves in the economy, they come to us, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
so I think digital payments, for example, right, that will continue to grow. So I think
Hmm.
I am bullish on fintechs which have platform like use cases, software like use cases, and are not doing traditional work just digitally. I think over
Hmm.
there the banks will also arrive there. Banks will also use more and more technology, and there will be not enough space for a fintech in that
Right.
dimension. And I think those will may not see very strong investments and strong continued growth,
Hmm.
because if the VC capital drops out for the next 6 to 12 months, then like there may be a decline in those kind of opportunities. I think I remain to continue. I am very very bullish, very very confident that in India, lot of fintechs unicorns will come and will continue to keep coming, which will provide very meaningful software, will then leverage data in their distribution of the platform to
Hmm.
provide a lot of financial services. So my belief is people who have platform repeated engagement and software services will scale up, and they will not be beaten by incumbent banks, and
Hmm.
they will partner with banks, and the ecosystem will be very rich. So and like I think there's a lot of value to be had in software in India, and I think software fintechs, which we are one of, like we provide very deep software and we provide the financial services and financial experience now, basis data, basis customer insight, basis customers daily engagement. I think these kind of fintechs will scale up, and I'm seeing like 7 or 8 of them right now. I think consumer mobile apps and those kind of things, like people who were well capitalized before the shock will be in a good place. I think they can capture more of the market. I think on the consumer side, like I feel people who have efficient go to market will be fine. People who are spending a lot of money to attract customers will be not in a good place.
Thank you. Thank you. And my dear readers, viewers, thank you so much for watching. Please pardon us if you find any technical glitches in this video. As you know that we have shot this video while working from home under limited infrastructure and technology constraints. Thank you so much for watching once again.